Noxcrew. Hey guys, it's Avondale, and welcome back to Let's Build a Game Show game, where I work along with the other Noxcrew builders to build a game that you choose the direction of. Are you ready to hear what you've chosen to name our game? Here's the poll. We're calling it Pipeline Pursuit, a fitting name for our factory-styled puzzle game. I'm so excited to see our Season 2 teams compete in the game that we've made together. A huge thank you goes out to everyone who left input during the course of creation, and I really can't wait to try this again. You'll continue to see episodes of me redstoning the game, and eventually one of us testing the game, as well as some other behind-the-scenes stuff we do to make games happen. So now, I hope you'll join me while I redstone the contraptions that our viewers made during the competition part of this series. Alright, so that's all done. It took a little longer than expected. I have all the kinks worked out. I'm trying to figure out a way to show you that there's command blocks everywhere without giving away any of the course. So there you go, tons of command blocks. Alright, let's fly back in here. So we have all those hooked up to the buttons right now. I'm not going to demonstrate them because then I would be giving away the thing, but these buttons are all hooked up to the individual tiles. Alright, so now what do we have left to do? We have 5 obstacles here that we have to hook up, and I'm sure you're admiring the beautiful decoration. We're working on it, it's coming along. So I think we'll probably just hook these up in order. So this first one here is the Smasher, I think? I don't know, I got the name wrong in the last video, I probably get it wrong again, and I'm way too lazy to look it up right now, so I apologize. So we're gonna go ahead and make this thing move up and down, and we're gonna do this. There's a bunch of different ways that we could do this. There's a really cool thing that I may or may not have shown you guys already that I used a sort of a moving concept on, so I don't want to talk about that now, but we're gonna do this a different way actually. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what area we're gonna need to move. So I'm gonna grab my pink wool again, and we're gonna look at it with F3 on to see that this is the lower corner. And it's going to be the stuff inside of here that moves, and it's going to move up. And this thing at the top here is going to need to move up and down with it to make sure that it all works. So to get this started, I think we'll probably clone a region out, and the region we'll clone is from here. Should we take it all the way to the top? Yeah, let's take it all the way to the top. So that way we will get this entire thing in here, and then we can do what we need to with it. Okay, so I'm going to clone this region out, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so I've got these 4 cloned in down here. It's just the same thing over and over again, and I've used 4 of them because we're going to make this thing pick up into 4 animations, 4 frames of the animation. So we're going to have the one where it's completely blocked, one where there's a 1 block gap, one where there's a 2 block gap, and then one where there's a 3 block gap. So we're going to start out by moving these up into the position they need to go. Just use the clone command, hit tab a few times. It's so much easier than typing it. Let's see here. Do it again. And we're going to move it to here. And because it's going to overlap the original area, we have to use modifiers on the end of it, so we're just going to say move, so it moves the whole selection up by 1. There we go. So we moved that selection up by 1. I'm going to go ahead and repeat this for the last 2 to get those in place, and then I'll come back. So I've moved our 3 frames into position here, and I've also just built these up by hand at the top. So now that I have that done, we're going to be cloning this entire region like we did originally. Back up into that position up there. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do for this is go get the point that we actually clone it back into. So let's come up here real fast. We're not going to clone it into this point, we're actually going to clone it in 1 block above. And I want to do it that way because there's no need to change this part down here because it's never going to switch. So we're just going to get the position of this real quick and write it down in chat if I can see it. I have so much text in my way. Let's just clear that and do it again. I think I had it right anyways. Yeah, I did. Okay. So we have that in our clipboard. We'll head back down here. and we're going to go ahead and select these regions. Now, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to put the command blocks for this yet. If I knew that I was going to put them, say, right here, like I did with the stuff over there, then I would use relative coordinates, but since I don't, I'm just going to get the right coordinates. So we'll paste that one in there for now. We're going to do clone again, just the same thing we've been doing. We're going to get the actual coordinates of that. Now, it's important for the clone range of this one to include anywhere one block over this one, just to make sure that if it's coming back down, it would take that out as well. However, I'm going to do all these regions the same size because I'm not really too scared about performance right now. I think it's going to be okay, and we're going to just go ahead and try it up here and see what happens. So we have that as our clone command. We're going to go ahead and just copy that, I guess. We'll put that in here. We'll grab this part out. We'll add that to the end of here. And we have that. So that'll clone the first frame of the animation in place. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjust my coordinates in the X direction to match, because the Y coordinate of the bottom and the top of these will be the same as well as the Z. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust the X, and I'm going to do it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks in the positive X direction. So I'm going to go ahead and add those onto that clone command, and then I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added those in. They're all sitting right here now. I'm just for the sake of testing, I'm going to go ahead and add in some repeaters here, and we're going to make a clock. Just to test this out. I think it's probably a good idea to have these all be the same length, so we'll just do, I guess that's 11 ticks right now. So it'll just give us a pretty fair estimate of that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Repeaters again. There we go. Okay, so we got a clock. We'll just start it the old-fashioned way. There we go, so those should be cloning things in. Let's go up here and see how it works. Whoops, I missed. Oh, it's noisy. Okay, so we see here that it's going up just the way that we expected, and then it's coming back down just fine. That sign's interesting when it animates there, isn't it? You see it jumping out and back on. Okay, anyways, that's the basic concept of this one. I'm actually gonna move those around and give it a little bit better operation, but that's all that I want to show you guys on this for now. You'll see it working in its full state in the actual game. So give me a second to stop this and clean it up, and then we'll move on to the giant fence gate. And we're back. It's a few hours later now. I took a break for a while, but I decided to skip the fence gate because I figured you guys could guess exactly how I do that. And I decided to work on the crate pusher mechanism first. And I wanted to show you guys how I staged this. I'm not going to record me typing all the clone commands, but I wanted to show you that I've set it up into a bunch of different frames. So what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think, total frames in the animation. So when the button gets pushed, it's going to, just imagine these one at a time. This is going to happen, then that's going to happen, then that. So you can see as these first two crates get flung out, they start to fall. And they'll fall down again, they'll land here. And then the other ones follow suit behind them, and then this gigantic pusher arm thing retracts, which will then allow people to be able to jump up once they get onto this one here. Once the animation finishes, they'll be able to jump up because this won't be in the way anymore. So yeah, we have this one all set up, so I'm going to go ahead and clone that one through. And then I'll probably see you guys again on the slime cannon one in a little bit. And last but not least, we have the slime cannon. Now, making this convincing looking is going to be interesting. We'll see what happens. I don't think that should be there. So we're going to go ahead and just sort of try some stuff and see what happens. We're going to play with falling sand entities. So let's just get a coordinate real quick here. 112, 536. I'll leave that in chat. Now we're going to come over here and we'll plug the command into this command block. Summon falling sand, which is case sensitive. a coordinate. Now we have tile ID. This is what the block is going to be. I think it's 165 is sponge. Let's just double check. Or slime block rather. Yeah, 165. There we go. Give it a time of 1 just to give it something more than 0. We don't want it to drop items if it lands and doesn't place itself. And we're going to give it a motion tag. And the motion tag needs to be a blank point blank number, so 0.0 for instance. So we're just going to fill in all those for that. We'll go ahead and just put one there. See? Yep, there it goes. It spawned in, it fell. Okay, so now to give it some motion, we're going to look at our little reticle again. You can see that positive Z is that way, so we want it to move in the negative Z direction. So let's just go ahead and give it -1. Get rid of that. Let's see what happens. Whoop! I'm shooting now, it goes a little far. So we'll go ahead and decrease that maybe to 0.5. -X. Or Z rather. Okay, that's not quite enough. Go break that. And maybe try -0.6. Oh, okay, see that one broke off there. It didn't drop an item though because of the drop item tag. 0.7. That one skidded and it ended up landing in there. It's interesting, isn't it? Let's give it another try. Let's see what continues to happen. So it's sort of glitching into the carpet there because of that bounce that it's getting right there. Now it's just going to keep stacking up higher, isn't it? Yeah, that's not going to be any good. So if we want to use that, and if we want to have it originate back that far, I don't know, maybe we consider redesigning the pipe a little bit. Maybe even like that would be enough. Yeah, see, so that came straight down. So if we break all these, try it again. There we go. Okay, so it's getting out there, it's landing in just fine. They're all landing in the same place, which is unfortunate. However, this is actually sort of a good thing for this type of puzzle because now you can sort of require the contestants to take a chance, you know, if there was only this here. Can they make it? I bet they can. Yeah, there we go. So if they were smart enough to know that they get that bounce off slime blocks, they could make it from there. You might even be able to make it from that one. Well, probably. You're better than me. Anyways, so we got that there. I don't know if that's going to be the final thing. What I might do is I might hook up either a cycle or a randomizer so that it shoots one out slightly to the right and slightly to the left. And if I do that, that should sort of give it a dispersion across there, give it a little bit better surface to jump off from, so you don't necessarily have to make that jump. But yeah, I think that's it. I've showed you guys how I'm gonna, either how I have redstoned or how I'm going to continue redstone, basically how these different traps work on the conveyor belt. The end of the game logic is going to be over here somewhere. This is just temporary. It'll look a little bit better than that by the time it's over, but I'll actually show you guys all the end game finishing logic and how we start the game, move the players around, stuff like that in a different episode. So, you know, I hope you guys didn't mind me doing this sort of live. You probably won't have seen it for a little while after I've recorded this, but I definitely wanted to take you behind the scenes and show you how a lot of this stuff gets discovered in the first place. So until the next episode, I've been Avondale. Thanks for watching.